Yeah, we have heard a lot yesterday about the maybe coming new therapies. They are not yet there. And I want to give you a little insight in prevention of cancer. There are cancers which really can be prevented. And I talk about what we do to motivate people to undergo screening. I give you some short figures. I'm talking about colorectal cancer. It's a major cause of morbidity and mortality throughout the world. You see it's 1.4 million new cases, and more than 50% occur in the Western countries. Why? Because of lifestyle. So if you look to the figures of Europe, 450,000 new cases every year, and half of them die. You see, it's a great, great problem, not only for the United States and its lifestyle, but also for Europe. Different from other cancers, with colorectal cancer, you have the possibility to totally prevent it. Why is that so? It's the only cancer which you totally can prevent because you can detect it in pre-forms. You see, with colonoscopy, doctor looks into the colon and he sees what doesn't belong to there and he takes it out. And there are benign pre-forms of cancer. If you take them off, colon cancer will not develop anymore. So theoretically, you could prevent cancer totally if all groups at risk would undergo screening, which is not the case. There is also a heavy genetic risk for colorectal cancer. The same is in breast cancer, for instance. But you see, it's 25 to 30% who have a genetic risk for this disease, which means there are mutated genes you probably have already received before you were born. The risk of first-degree relatives increased significantly with just one person in the family. So that means all people who are direct relatives have a 2 to 4 times risk for developing colorectal cancer during their lifetime. And there's even a genetic risk, a hereditary risk, and these people acquire colorectal cancer in 80% during their lifetime. The method of choice is for the family risk is the family anamnesis, but it's not very much obtained in everyday practice. Doctors don't do it very seldom. So what does the Felix Burda Foundation, which is my institution, do? My son Felix, he was my son and Hubert Burda's son, died of colorectal cancer in the year 2001, and he was only 33 years old. He was detected with that cancer in a very progressive stage, and he survived it only for 2 years after having a lot of therapies, and it was terrible therapies at that time. It hasn't changed very much till now. No doctor had ever asked us for a family story, and according to the guidelines of the medical societies, Felix should have undergone screening beginning at the age of 25 because there was a family history, but we didn't know about it. So at that time, colorectal cancer and the colon itself, was a subject, a topic nobody talked about. And the first thing we realized was colorectal cancer is not a medical problem, but it's a problem of communication. So if we want to get people to undergo screening, we have to invest into communication. So what we did is, here I listed this and I give you some more explanations to this. Public relation activities, media campaigns, live communication, online and mobile service. So we use all tools at our disposal to educate the public. That is our goal, and what can we achieve with that? Reducing the incidence and the fatalities of colorectal cancer, and at the end I will give you some figures about that. One of the first things we did is we established a National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. The United States had done this 2 years earlier. Katie Couric, who lost her husband to that, she went to Hollywood, and she was, I think, she was in ABC, NBC, did a morning show, and she even showed her own colonoscopy in her program for everybody in the morning. So she was my role model, and I have met her in between, and I think she's very, very impressive. And after so many years, she sticks to that. The first German colorectal cancer Awareness Month was established in March 2002, and I convinced all big cancer institutions in Germany to accompany us, and they all came up in that particular month with their own activities. We took care of the advertising campaign and all the media contacts, and that is media campaigns. What we saw is the colon has an image problem. I mean, it's still true till today, and we try to think of how can we make this topic more attractive. And the first thing we thought about is we need celebrities to step into with us. So that's what we did, and that is our actual campaign. This is a well-known couple in Germany. He is a soccer player, and he was world champion. He's now CEO of Bayern München. You probably know, that's very famous worldwide, and his wife. So it says, the advertising says, if you love your partner, send him or send her to get screened. It's shown in all magazines, newspapers during the Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. We also do with the celebrities TV spots, and we place everything for pro bono, because otherwise you couldn't afford this. Just to show you what you can reach as a media coverage in just 1 month. It's the month of March. Every year, Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. I don't want to repeat these figures, but for a small private institution, it's quite impressive, I think. And we do that already since 12 or 13 years. Live communication as well. We came up with a special award for outstanding engagement in our field. And also we invite celebrities when we hand out the awards, because otherwise there would be no photographers. And that's we always care about what can we do that we come into the newspapers and the journalists write about the cause. And that is also an American model we have been following, a walkable colon model. It's 20 meters long, it's inflatable, it's illuminated, it's weatherproofed, so it can stand everywhere, and in 6 years has gone through 6 countries. It has even been in Israel at the Tel Aviv beach for 10 days. So people walk through and they are educated about not only prevention, but they can see the polyps and how they turn into cancer, and they learn what can grow in your colon, what you don't feel, you don't are aware of. Online and mobile services. We came up with an app to the doctor. It's a kind of prevention butler for the whole family. It's the first app that contains all the statual preventive measures. So you see here, it's I think tetanus, and it shows when your kids should go for vaccination, and when you yourself should go for preventive services, and so on. And this is a mobile tool also. It tells you about the possible risks for developing colorectal cancer. And it leads you through risks like alcohol and smoking and bad eating habits and so on. And at the end, you come to the point where it tells you if you have a familial risk and should go earlier, and it tells you what to do then. So I think that is a very usable tool, and it should be done by more people than it is already being done. So it should be done in every practice of gastroenterologists, I think, which hasn't happened so far. What has been achieved by all these endeavors of ours and of so many other institutions in Germany during the last 10, 12 years? We did a survey in 2002 when we started with the foundation, and it was just 21% of the people who at that time said, yes, we know there is something like prevention of colorectal cancer. In the meantime, it has gone up to 88%, but you wouldn't think 88% undergo screening. Not the case, because there are berries in the head. You have heard yesterday people don't like colonoscopy, but they could also make a test, but at the end it's always colonoscopy which is the gold standard, because if you have a positive test, you have to go to colonoscopy to see, is it something else, or is it cancer, or is it pre-forms of cancer? So that's the gold standard, but it's not, you don't have to do it from the very beginning. There are tests, and I think if we will have blood tests, and there are many companies, many institutions working on that. David Agus has invested in one of them, but it will take years before it's there. And even then, you go to the doctor, he takes out a bit of blood, and he can see if you have colorectal cancer or not. You have to go for colonoscopy, so it doesn't prevent you from this. So that are quite impressive figures, I think. 5.5 million people participated in preventive colonoscopy, and out of this is 180,000 new cases of colorectal cancer have been prevented, and 80,000 fatalities. So that is what you can reach if you put everything and a big network of people in a country into prevention and educating the public. And I would say everybody of you should at least think, is there colorectal cancer in my family? then I must go and see a doctor. Thank you for your attention.